From the action-packed blockbuster Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Sideshow Collectibles and Prime Studio are proud to present the Megatron Transformers Statue. Leader of the Decepticons, Megatron will risk it all to achieve his goals and holds no regard for the human race. At over 2.5 feet tall, Megatron towers over your collection, wielding a fearsome fusion cannon and menacing claws. Megatron is crafted with impressive attention to detail. The statue is made from polyresin and polystone. This is an exclusive limited edition of just 500 pieces made worldwide, and the serial number can be found printed underneath the base. Instructions are included in printed format that will guide you step by step when assembling. The right leg has a rectangular shaped open cavity, a keyhole, that will connect to a key block sticking out of the base, securing it and providing support for this massive statue. Large and strong magnets will hold this critical part together safely. The pelvis component connects first to the right leg. Before connecting the left leg, I strongly recommend covering the base with a liner or cloth to prevent scratches and/or damages to either the leg or base as we slide the left leg into the keyhole of the pelvis. The torso comes next, which will just slide into the pelvis keyhole. It's a very heavy component with delicate detail that requires attention when handling. Tiny detailed armored plates and parts feature magnets that make installing them a breeze. This magnetically designed technique was well thought out by Prime Studio. It allows for a high level of 3D layering in details throughout the statue and will prevent damage during shipping or transportation. The right shoulder is a large and heavy piece as well, which will slide and fit into the key of the arm. The left arm receives a shoulder armor plate. Cybertronian alien inscriptions are seen on these two last pieces. Megatron's fusion cannon with claw is my favorite part of this masterpiece. It is heavy, replicated with extreme accuracy, fits tight, and a strong magnet will secure it in place. If you prefer, you have the option to display Megatron with a right arm instead of the fusion cannon. In my case, I prefer the fusion cannon and claw pose, which is supplied with two options of blades for swapping. A long one and a short one. If you watch closely, Cybertronian inscriptions can be seen on some parts of the statue, like the shoulder pieces we just saw, and legs. All this just goes to show that Prime 1 Studio didn't overlook any detail during the stage of design. His left hand is a light piece and is also held together by a magnet. Megatron's head features an LED light-up function that brings him to life. 3 AG3 type batteries are required. A conveniently located on-off switch is built into his head. Megatron's piercing eyes resemble Decepticon evilness. Two pieces of pipe-like mechanical hardware parts are included that don't require magnets to connect and fit each foot. Also, two plate armor covers are provided for each foot that connect magnetically to the sides. Despite they do cover track and wheel details on the model, I still think they are worth displaying. The Decepticon emblem is magnetic and a classic touch for this series of Transformers statues. A meticulous and daunting approach to reconstruct Megatron was Prime 1 Studio's commitment in this project. It definitely exceeded my expectations by far. This statue has been long sold out, and from time to time can be found in the second-hand market in between 4,000 and 5,000 Canadian dollars. The low edition numbers of just 500 ever made worldwide will make it rare and time-consuming to find. But your patience will be rewarded. Ten years ago, Prime 1 Studio exploded onto the high-end collectible statue market, founded on the burning passion of fans for the Transformers franchise. Prime 1 Studios' inaugural character was none other than Megatron. Megatron, the ruthless and iron-fisted leader of the Decepticons, was in fact the first of them rising up from a lowly worker drone to become Cybertron's gladiatorial champion. Years ago, a studio fueled by a passionate dream rocked the world of high-end statue collectibles to its core with their very first Megatron statue. This non-scale museum masterline statue shocked fans and collectors around the world. Never before had the statue community beheld a polystone product of this level of intricate detailing and complexity. Even his right shoulder armor plate shows a dent indicating battle damage. Can we ask for more? Along his back, one can get lost in details such as the giant thrusters, exhaust pipes, and more that are present in this epic piece. Gears, pistons, internal chains, and other mechanisms along the legs and torso are details that have been taken directly from the film model and that require a close-up in order to really appreciate and enjoy. The first step in this conceptualization was to gather as much of Megatron's features as possible. Throughout this process, Prime 1 Studio researched vast amounts of footage from the films and several art books. The goal of Prime 1 Studio was to understand and truly appreciate his design's details and color composition to then execute it. Within the movies, the lighting and screen tones throughout numerous scenes significantly impacted the characters' color schemes. If you recall the final scene of the first movie from 2007, the rays of the sunset reflected on Megatron's body became an obstacle for Prime 1 Studio to see his true color scheme. The paint job and weathering, consisting of different tones of green, gold, rust red, grays, and blacks, breathe life into this formidable mechanical alien character. Prime 1 Studio, in the end, deciphered Megatron's true colors with vast amounts of research material. Combined with this knowledge, Prime 1 Studio applied an impression of damage to his body kit by including cuts, sand and dust, oil stains, rust, and mud splashed on his feet. 10 years later, from the launch of this statue, Prime 1 Studio continues its successful partnership with the Transformers franchise. The embodiment of the statement, "Be the change you want to see." Prime 1 Studio discovered that if they wanted to see a Megatron statue of incredible quality and impeccable craftsmanship, they would have to build it themselves. And it is that level of commitment that is evident of today's artistic team. Standing at 30.5 inches tall and weighing a whopping 61.5 pounds, including the base, it's a very large statue, as you see here, that I am extremely proud to display in my collection. I have never been a Transformers fan from the comic books alone, but the movies changed all that. I now own 3 of these museum Masterline pieces. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I wish you all the best of luck in your collecting adventures, and stay tuned for my next collectible.